name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And just try, my light cord is a bit dicky and it's flickering, so hopefully I can get it to settle. Okay, or turn off, back on, stay. Okay, hi Andrea. Alright, let's see. Hopefully the light will behave itself. So welcome, I am here to create our personal healing event for May. This is for some of my patrons, those that pledge $50 or more for May 2023. Thank you so much. So I've got you on my list today for healing, and there's 5 of you on the list. 5 of you on the list here. So I look forward to connecting with you. So I'll pluck you out of the bowl shortly. What I'll be doing is starting every connection with a healing energy card and finishing every connection with a healing energy card. And then in the in-between time, I'm going to tune in and see what's loudest in your energy. So what's loudest within you is going to get, or in your vibration, is going to get my attention first. And then I'll do my best to share and interpret what I'm picking up as best as I can, and based on what I feel is, well, what's coming to the forefront will be the most important. I have to trust that. So I can't hold anything back, because otherwise it blocks the flow of energy. So if I'm seeing it or sensing it, I've got to bring it through, even if it's to usher in another energy, because otherwise it blocks the flow. So it's not up to me to decide if you are ready to hear something or not. It's very much just the flow of the time period, if you like. So I trust that flow, and it hasn't led me astray or in a wrong direction yet that I know of. So I continue to trust that. So I think now, just if or when I connect with you, maybe just take a nice big breath and make sure you're open to receiving what you need. Make some notes in your journal as you're connecting, if you need to, and maybe further explore things that might have a little bit of a question mark, or things that do come up that you may not have even felt were as important as they probably are. Sometimes that happens. If you're not on the list today, or if you are waiting for your turn, I also recommend that you be open to receiving what you need, because it's no accident that you happen to be here. And if you're waiting for your turn, it's no accident that you might happen to be second last or last on the list. So, you know, there's always an order, I feel, to the way things work out. So, with that being said, I think that's all I really need to say. I can get started. So I'm going to start with this person. Let's see. Andrea, you're first. You're first today, or this month. So take a nice big breath, Andrea Stuart, and we'll see which healing energy card that you need right now. Okay, so as I'm tuning in, there's energy that's wanting to come in, like a restoration, restoring your power, restoring your balance, restoring your strength, perhaps even your confidence as well. But I feel an energy that wants to come into your solar plexus. So we'll just grab this card and then we'll see where this energy wants to go. We have card 100. It's called Release the Guilt, and it's in the depth category here. And this is very much about dropping the burdens and dropping the weight, especially dropping the guilt, if that's an appropriate word or energy for you, Andrea. Think about dropping that so that you can lift higher. It's almost like that, how that sort of little story that I've talked about for a few years now, about if we want to fly higher, we need to drop the burdens and the energetic weight that we carry. And it's a bit like a bird, say, trying to fly high when it's carrying really heavy sandbags. There's only so high this bird can fly because of the weight that it carries. So if it can snip those sandbags and let them drop away, then the bird can then take to a higher flight. And there's that similar feeling here with this particular card. It says, make a wrong right, drop your burdens, let the hurt go, correct a mistake that you may have made, apologize, take responsibility, own it to move forward. So yeah, this is about correcting things if that's applicable, but especially about dropping the weight, the energetic weight, the burdens that you carry. I don't really want to put that on my cord because I finally got the light not flickering. So I'm going to put the card right there. Okay. All right, Andrea, take a nice big breath. And I'm still feeling this energy. It's like a force of energy that's coming into your solar plexus chakra. And it's like a stream of solar light. And it's coming in just directly from the front and into your solar plexus. But because it's quite a large area, it's coming in and it's encompassing your sacral chakra and up into your heart. So this stream of really solar light. So it's a coppery sort of color. And it's quite strong, it's quite the force, and it's pushing in and bringing strength and energy and life force into your body to help, perhaps to help you keep going, perhaps to help you endure what you're going through right now, or to help strengthen you if you've been feeling weakened. But it feels, yeah, it feels very strong coming in, and I feel the more that wants to come in, so the longer time that the more time that passes, the more open you are to allowing yourself to receive this force, this life force that wants to come into your belly here. So it's like a slit, we could say, a slit from your heart to your sacral chakra that's widest at your solar plexus. And at the beginning, that was like a slit that was only slightly open, like a half opened eye, but on the side, so on the vertical. And as this energy is coming in and the more time that passes, this energy, this slit like an eye, is opening even further. So it's becoming quite open now and almost thirsty for this energy that's coming in through your into your solar plexus mainly, but this whole area. And as it comes in now, so as it fills up your solar plexus first, which feels like it was perhaps a bit depleted in energy, like it felt depleted is probably the best word, but I could probably add feeling a bit weak there, but weak's probably not the best word. So depleted is probably the better word in relation to describing what I'm feeling here. So that depleted energy, so that your solar plexus has really sucked a lot of this in initially, especially as it's opened as well. So it's like if it was a sponge, your solar plexus, it was dried up. A dried up, depleted sponge, and this energy coming in is like water to the sponge, and the sponges, before the sponge bursts out with water because it got excess, it soaks it in first. So it's soaking up all this energy in first, and it's also, I can feel it going around to your middle back, so helping bring that whole area of your solar plexus, really strengthening that through from the front to the back here as well. And then as that sponge of your solar plexus has taken all that it can and all that it needs, then this energy moves about your body. So I can feel it going in two directions, up and down. So it moves down and up at the same time, but I'm going to focus on the down because I can't describe both at the same time. So I can feel it going down into your sacral chakra. So we're now inside your body. So it's like your solar plexus has let it in, and now it's distributing through your body on the inside. So it moves down into your sacral chakra, which is your emotional center just below your navel. And it also feeds down to and across into your hips and down your legs and down to your feet. And at your feet, it seems to collect and gather like a pair of fluffy slippers or some energy shoes that you're wearing to help. I feel like it's to help give you your get up and go, which may have been depleted or not so strong lately, because I feel like these feet, they're like, it's like a computer game where you get some bonus shoes or something that make you run faster for a short amount of time. But I feel like this is your get up and go, this energy that's accumulating at your feet. So it's helping revive your get up and go. So that feels really good all through the lower part from your solar plexus down, has been revived and activated with life force. And then from this solar plexus up, so I feel the energy now streaming up from your solar plexus up into your heart, and it moves across your shoulders, down your arms, down to your hands. Your hands are getting quite hot as well, as this energy really accumulates here at your hands as well, and it's very similar to how I was seeing your feet. So it just sort of accumulates like you've got some really fluffy gloves on of energy. And this is to help you create and make and do things that excite and motivate and generate more of a sense of life force in you. Things that perhaps feel meaningful or connective for you. So using your hands feels important here. And the energy moves up from your shoulders, up into your throat, and up into your head, and then overflows out from your crown like a cup that's full of water that overflows over the sides. So it's overflowing over the sides of your crown and down over your body, like just as a stream that's all the way around your body equally. So like a stream of water, a stream of energy, and it's really activating your third eye as it comes down and over. So your third eye chakra is quite moving here, quite active as it moves down your whole body and all the way down to your toes. Really strengthening you and helping revive you and helping give you and helping you tap back into your get up and go, but especially your strength and your life force that's there for you. So hopefully this helps re-energize you, Andrea. Let's grab a card and see which one that wants to add here. So there's feels to be quite a bit of jumping beams, enthusiasm, motivation. It seems to be sort of a restless feeling now, like things to do, there's things to get done. Okay, the best card to add here is this. And it's this. Card 65, Isolate the Problem. It's in the depth category here. And down here it says, change the habit, understand the problem, make changes, notice what isn't working, find a solution, transform, observe, discover, and again, as we had in the other card, take responsibility. So there's a sense here of looking for the problem, and there might be a problem because both of these cards sort of feel a bit similar actually. Like there's this central sort of focus here. So there might be something that you're focusing on, maybe that is not shifting somehow. And maybe if you can redirect your energy a little bit and sort of put that thing aside just for a little bit, give yourself a bit of distance from it, maybe that might help you see things in a different way or from a new perspective. So I feel like a solution is coming, but I feel that the most important thing at the moment is to help strengthen you, and maybe it's that strength too that will help you get through the difficulties that you're facing at this time and find that solution and really take your power back in some ways that you may have given away or that may have been I don't know, I keep getting this defeated energy now, like something that hasn't worked out the way that you hoped. So letting that sort of energy go as well and replacing that with life force and a reminder and a reassurance to yourself that it's going to be okay and that life continues and life will continue and is continuing, and that this isn't the end, even though it might feel like it. And it does feel like that sometimes after we feel defeated or we feel disappointed that something didn't work out the way we hoped. So I trust this resonates, Andrea. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you and sending you lots of love, and hopefully you feel nice and energized. Thank you. Namaste. Okay, let's see who's next. Next is KantiDevi. KantiDevi Wedad, please. Oh. Well, that's funny, Andrea. Thank you. KantiDevi Wedad, it's your focus time now. So take a nice big breath and let's see what's loudest in your energy today. Okay, so the best card to focus on is this, or to start with. Sometimes I focus on them, sometimes I don't. It's just a starting point. We have card 94, Overcome. So we haven't I don't think this one's really come up since I've got the new cards actually. Overcome, it's in the rest category. It says overcome obstacles, especially those created by your own negativity, attitude, bad habits, and mind. Avoid blame and face the darkness with your light. So it's like your light overcoming or overpowering the darkness. Even though the darkness feel it's consuming, it's your light that actually helps overcome that dark energy. Interesting. Okay, Kanti, let's see what's happening in your energy at this time. Okay, first of all, there is a sense that there's a wall up. There's a wall up, I feel, in front of you that you may have put up recently to protect yourself or to get through things that you're going through, and maybe even to focus. Sometimes when we need to focus on things, we have to put our walls up to other things that might be trying to distract us. So if we need this time and we need this attention to focus on something, sometimes we just have to go, okay, shut ourselves in a room and let's just get this done. So it could be that too is why you might have put a wall up, so you can get this thing done, get this project done, get this thing done that's been perhaps something you've been doing for quite some time, and it might be coming to an end or winding up at this time or in the weeks or months to come. So you're probably really focusing on this so that you can get this done and get into the next chapter that follows after this. So I do feel a wall up, and it's an interesting wall. It's a wall just here in front of you, and it's just like it looks like a door actually. So is it a door and not an actual wall? Because it feels to me like a wall, but actually when I look at it, it looks like a door. So it's something that may life as because in front of us, that's the symbol for me of moving forward. So wherever we're facing, that's like, and wherever we're walking to, that's the forward place or steps on our path. And behind us is the past of our path. So to have a wall up here suggests that there may be some obstacle too that you're facing at this time. It feels very close to your body, so it's probably something you are facing at this time that feels like an obstacle in your future somehow, like your future path, your future plans, your future goals, that this barrier's there. It seems like a barrier, but actually when we look a bit closer at it, it's actually a door. So it seems like an obstacle, but it's actually an opportunity. And what I want to do is reach down, grab that handle here on the right side, here at the front, with my left hand, and pull this door open and encourage you to walk through this door. And as you walk through this door, there's like this warmth, this blanket of warmth that washes over you from above. This warmth, this calm, this strength that you need as well to move forward. So you step forward and you step over the threshold of the door and out the door onto the other side. And you close the door behind you, closing this chapter. So actually this is opening a new beginning, a new start for yourself. And as you move through it, you close some doors behind you, represented by this door. So something's opening and something's closing as you find the courage to step through and allow yourself to transition and transform, but also upgrade as you go, is the feeling. And so as you stand here now on the other side of this door, so you're now, the door is kind of, it feels less tangible, less physical at this time. So it's a little bit more translucent as it sits there behind you. So you no longer have this obstacle in your way. And now what? Now your third eye chakra is just beaming open. And I feel your intuition is really activated here and on high alert, as you're being encouraged to trust your intuition and trust your instincts as you move forward. And it's coming in directly here as a beam into your third eye chakra. And it looks like this big eye here on your forehead that's really encouraging you to trust in your movement forward. You're going to be called to be you're going to be called to be what you've learned in theory. You're going to be called to be that in actuality now, that you'll be putting the books aside and putting the theory into practice. And this feels, it almost feels like you're an apprentice, actually, an apprentice learning under a master or some expert, or maybe the expert or the master is the paperwork and the knowledge that you've learned that you're now going to apply into your life. So I feel like that feels exciting, but in some ways it feels like you're the fool in the tarot cards, you know, like the apprentice that can really test these theories and test the knowledge that's been learned to see if it really applies, one, to the current day, because it feels like old, this information that you've been learning, the books that you've been reading perhaps, or the paperwork, but it feels like this really old book and it feels fairly old. So I feel like there's some adapting needing for the modern times, and also what feels and fits in for you and your intuition and your truth. So I feel like you've got the whole you got your whole journey ahead of you, is what I want to say, and that you'll be learning and discovering as you go. So allow the past to sit there in the past as you move forward now, and so overcome obstacles. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting, with that wall that then turned into a door, and then you moved through that door, opened a new door, closed an old door, and now you're moving forward. Yes, okay, let's see which card we want to add here. Kanti. So the best card to add is this. It's from the new deck. Own Your Power, card 109. This is probably applicable for you too, Andrea, if you're still there. Move forward with strength. Strengthen yourself. Take ownership of your power in a healthy, empowering and proactive way, and proceed. So moving forward, swimming forward, and it's like you're swimming past this. It's like this is in the back now, this old doorway or the old path where you journeyed through, and here you are, you've already swum through there and you're now moving forward. The turtle has a tilt on its head, like it's about to veer itself in a slightly different path or a different track here, a slightly different way, not directly forward. So you might find that there's a slight change to your path, which makes sense as you open new doors and close old doors, that things might shift a little bit. So own your power, Kanti. I trust that resonates. Thanks so much for your support. Namaste. Okay, let's see who's next. I'll just pop these cards away. So next person is this person. It's Nicki M. Nicki, take a nice big breath for me. Okay, and the best card to start your connection off, Nicki, is let's go with this card. It's from the original deck, and it's this Mental Emergence, card 10. So this is a new mental energy that wants to come forward. Awareness. Be conscious of your thoughts. Sit with your thoughts and allow supportive ones to come to the forefront. Solution and determination. So it's like working with your mind, working with your mental power, letting it emerge, letting your mind work for you and with you as an important component of who you are. It's hard to do that when we're caught up in the snare of our lower wounded mind, which kind of wants to sabotage and wants to hold us back and wants to pin us down and keep us small. But if we can get those insecurities out of the way and allow our mental power to emerge, the positivity, our inspirations, ideas, our rationality, our ability to focus and make things happen on a mental level, to break habits and to take ourselves into the unknown. If we can let all that sort of push forward and emerge from the wounded mind, our mind can be a great asset. So Nicki, take a nice big breath and let's see. Okay, so I'm being drawn down to your lower back here. So your lower back is the back of your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is just below your navel at the front, but the back is your lower back, and it's your center for emotional, sexual, and creative energies. Because I'm being drawn to the back, it suggests that there is old emotion that is stored or stuck here in your lower back. And actually, as I feel through here, it feels like a bit of a bulge area, like a hard bulged area, a bit like a growing bit of bone or something coming out, or something that feels like it's coming out, but it's really quite firm, like energetically. So there's a protrusion sort of energy here that's wanting to push out, which shows me that there's old energy that wants to move, and it wants to move out, but it's really deeply rooted in your past. I can feel now that's coming out of this protrusion is like a cord that comes out from your lower back here and trails back into your past. So if, like I was saying before, if wherever we stand and wherever we're facing, that's our forward path going ahead, and our past path that we've already walked trails off behind us. So if we can energetically look around and imagine there's a cord that's coming out of your lower back here that trails off at the back of your path and trails off into the past of your path that you've already walked, and it goes quite a distance back. So it tells me that this is quite old, this energy that's blocked up in here, but it's attached to something that happened in the past, and it would be quite some time ago, because I'm still following that cord and it's still going back in time. So we're going all the way back. We're going back to when you were quite young, and it feels like you're in your tens, so that your age in your tens. So from well, actually, I want to say really from around 10 to 15 perhaps. So that early period of being in the tens. And as we go back to that time period, there's a hook that looks like a tent peg, and it hooks into your heart, directly into your heart when you're around that age. So around the age between 10 and 15, there's like a hook that hooks into your heart from that part of you, that person, that child that you were back then. And from there, that hook is trailing into your present self and is hooked into or attached here into your lower back. So your inner child, we could say, a part of your inner child feels like it's stuck or attached or pinned back here somehow. Now, because it feels like there's a hook in this part of you in the heart, it makes me feel like there is something that happened that was probably quite, well, I want to say painful, but something that really affected you deep in your heart, like really personally, and perhaps even quite intimately and deeply within yourself, to have it attach and sort of hook in there. So what I want to do is I imagine that we're connecting with this part of you, and I just unhook this hook. It looks like a meat hook now, actually. So tent hook's more one that will go into the ground, but this is more like a meat hook that's been hooked in there and keeping you pull and this connection. And it feels like every time you try and move forward, it's like your forward movement today tugs on the heart of your 10 to 15-year-old self, that then feels really quite raw and wounded in here. So it feels like it tugs on your heart every time you make a step forward, and it tugs on the heart of your 10 to 15-year-old self. So we need to get this hook out, and as I'm preparing to do that, there's energy moving around your head here on the right side and down over your right shoulder. So this tells me that there's a lot of mental energy here that's connected, and also a perception thing, because the energy is coming up around over your eyes, and burdens that you carry too from this situation from the past, and maybe a fear or a panic in releasing yourself from this for some reason. So as I prepare to release, there's energy moving up from the back of your heart and up through, especially on the right side, up through the right of your shoulder, really wanting to shift this burden now that you've asked for this to be cleared or released or something in the past or recently, from the past, and that a part of you is ready for this. Otherwise we wouldn't be connecting. We wouldn't be connecting with this. Now I grabbed this meat hook, and it's actually thicker than I thought it was as well now, and it's very hooky. So it's very pointy and very curved back as a hook, like a big fish hook, but really quite thick. So unhooking that now from your heart and dropping it down to the ground. Now there's a lot of blood energy over this hook, And that's my symbol for most likely a connection with the family or the bloodline. So letting this hook just gently drop to the ground, where it just soaks into the ground now and returns back to love. And I hold the hand now of your 10 to 15-year-old self. Hold your hand in your past and walk this part of you forward into now. Now, as we're walking forward, the cord that has been connecting you now, your present you, to that hook is dissolving into the ground as we walk. So it's like we can see it ahead, and as we walk over it, it just dissolves into the ground, returning back to energy. And holding the hand of this part of you from the past and bringing her forward into the future or into your present self. So now we're getting close to you, and so I feel like we're just, both of us are standing behind you here, just a few feet behind you. And I feel now we just need to address this other side of the attachment here at your lower back. And I feel because we don't have the hook in place and the cord's dissolving as we've been walking, there's not much of that left now. I feel like I can just reach to your lower back and just pull it out, like pulling out a splinter or pulling out something from the skin sort of thing. Just pull it out and just let it drop down to the earth where it returns back to love. And now just putting my hand here over this area where it was, it feels quite open, like a large blister that's burst or something. So just putting my hand over that, and now your 10 to 15-year-old self actually moves into the back of your body, like moves into you, like you were, I don't know what the word really is right now, but moves into your body, like you're not flesh and bones right now. So this part of you moves in and merges and reunites back with you, and the head comes into your head. It's like you're a shell somehow, and this part of you steps forward and into you, and there's something that activates here around your head and your throat as to help you find your confidence again in your voice and with who you are. This feels really important throughout your whole body, but especially the throat is highlighted here. Okay, so as this part's fully stepped in, now I can feel the back of your body feels like there's a lot of energy that's moving across or down your back, especially down your spine. It feels quite alight and quite active here with energy. And I feel like this is helping free you up to move forward now with more confidence and more surety and clarity in regards to who you are, and finding your voice, finding your truth, finding your strength of self feels important here as well. So just allowing this energy to settle. Let's grab a card and see what this wants to add here. So Nikki, your card to add is this. Yeah. It's this. Yes, excellent. This is card 11, and it's funny because it follows from card 10. Out of 110 cards, you got the one that follows, and it's awakening, and it's perfect. And this is in the rise category, and it says it's time to open up and move towards the unknown. New beginnings are birthing, a new awakening is occurring, and transformation. So this is what we've just pretty much done. And this is that part of you coming back in, or returning back home into your body, into the here and now. And this will probably activate some sort of awakening within you, especially over the next couple of days. So it is safe for you now to move forward when you couldn't move forward before in some aspect of your life. So see how you go. Let the energy settle over the next couple of days, Nikki. And thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you. Namaste. Okay, thank you so much. We have 2 more people on my healing list. So I'll just pop these cards back and we'll see who the next person is. The next person here is this person. It's Carol White. Carol, please take a nice big breath and let's see what's loudest in your vibration today. So starting with a healing energy card. And the best healing energy card for you right now is this here. The Cleanup card 88. The Cleanup. Prepare to rebuild your life. Clean, purge, sort out, clear the clutter. Grief, sadness, loss. Make room for new things. Physical labor and commitment. So things cleaning up, clearing out so that new things can come in. And I feel this big surge of purging that's just coming through. And it's coming through like a wind that's coming through slightly at the back, at the top, and it's pushing down through your body, your whole body, like just this wind, like a gust of wind that pushes down and through. And it just does it once, but it's really strong as it pushes through, and it blows away all of the stuff, especially mentally, you've been holding on to, that's been, well, you don't need to have it now. You don't need to possess it now within your mind and within your space and within your energy field at all. So it clears and blows it away. And I can feel a lot here moving just here at the right side of your neck at the back. So there's a lot shifting through here, especially suppression perhaps within you from the past. Could be connected to masculine energy being on the right side. So letting that push out, and really letting it push out like that big wind, just blowing everything that's loose away, and allowing yourself to let it go. So as you let it go, as you work with this surging energy that's purging you, it's like a surrender as well, because it pushes through, and as it pushes through, it sort of drops you somehow, like this really deep surrender. So let all of your muscles and your body, just let your body surrender right now. Just let go. And especially anything you're holding on to, especially around the neck here. So this is still feeling a bit heavy. So there is old energy here that's connecting, and it's like a bow and arrow, like a love bow from the past here. That it's like Cupid's arrow, and Cupid's arrow sitting in here. And it's just really small. It's just pulling it out with gold and just dropping that arrow to the ground. And now further surrendering. So another surge of energy, of air, of wind, a gust of wind pushes in now for a second time, and pushes down then the same way, and pushes through. It's clearing now the debris, so the remaining energy that was here just at the back of your neck on the right side. So that heaviness is gone, and just that the remnants of that are shifting out. It's also shifting out through your hips and your waist, and also down around your ankles, and pushing through and pushing out. So as it's coming down and pushing through, it's pushing out and forward and pushing that energy away. And I feel we're going to be coming in a third time now. So we've got energy shifting at the back of your heart. And that this feels little bit blocked back here, especially connected with love from the past. So this surge of energy pushes through again for the third and what feels like the final time in this instance, and pushes down and helps clear and break up that energy at the back of your heart. It's like dried up mud. So it just breaks that up and then pushes the debris out and down and out through the front area near your feet, and just leaves the debris there like a little pile of rubbish that just soaks down into the ground now and returns back to love. And the surrendering now in your whole body is really quite deep and very like internally deep. It feels really deep inside you, this really deep surrender, but it also feels like it comes through all the layers, and the surrender's affecting your muscles and also your skin, and also the area outside your physical body as well, and your aura is very much in surrender mode. So there's this dropping and this surrendering, this letting go and just letting be, because that is what it is. It's the letting things be, and there's a peace with that, letting things be. So stop trying to control and force and have things a certain way, that you don't need to do that so much now. So that can be released. and has been released. So there's a peace that's coming in, and just a massive sense of relief, and this state of being. And your state of being is what's important now, rather than your state of doing. And this is moving energy in your throat. And I feel like this reconnection with yourself and your truth in a new way, in this new era for you, in this new phase of your life, this new chapter is opening up now through your throat. And it's different than it has been in the past. And that's just the phase that you're in now, the chapter you've opened in your life. Okay, Carol, let's grab a card and see what this wants to add here to finish this off. And the best card is this here. It's card 47, Reflections. So this is about things coming together. Things that felt opposing, or things that felt complicated, things that felt like it was over here and over there and all bits and pieces everywhere. It's like things coming together now, especially when things perhaps felt like they were falling apart, which is quite normal that it happens in that way as well. So now we've surrendered and done those big washes of energy. Excuse me. As we've done that, as we've released the things that haven't had a place within your body and within your being and within your life, as we've released those bits of the puzzle that don't belong to the puzzle, you know, and it feels a bit like that, like the puzzle was coming together fairly nicely, but then there were all other pieces that you were trying to fit into the puzzle, but they didn't belong in that puzzle. And so the wind came through and like upturned the table, and all the puzzle pieces went flying, and we cleared out the puzzle pieces that weren't part of that puzzle. And now we're picking up the pieces again of the puzzle, of the pieces that remain that go into the puzzle, your current day puzzle. And maybe the others fit to old puzzles that you were doing in your life and old things you were working out. But to try and bring them forward into the new puzzle that you've been building and figuring out lately, there's no spot for those puzzle pieces. They don't fit into the current puzzle. So now those extra pieces have been blown away. You've got now these puzzles, the pieces of the puzzle that fit your current life and this current chapter of where you find yourself. And I feel like the puzzle feels smaller and less complicated than it's probably felt your whole entire life previously, except for your younger days. So it's less complex and a big, puzzle that's really hard to figure out, that you took time to figure out over decades. And now those pieces are gone, and now you're left with a really intricate, beautiful, but simple, small, doable little puzzle in front of you that represents this current chapter. So it shows that things are coming together, that things have been shifting out that don't belong with this puzzle, they don't fit into this new chapter, and that and there is peace with that. There is a real deep sense of peace. And it says on this card, everything is coming together. Trust in the bigger picture and what is happening behind the scenes. Be patient and see the things falling into place. And this is, a little bit like, but this is even more complicated than how I see this puzzle before you. So it's right in front of you, and it's bright, it's not complex, but it's still beautiful. It's like a flower or a symbol of some sort, sacred geometry. It's just beautiful, and it's just different to before. So it's just working out how to navigate through that new puzzle that you're figuring out in your life now. So I trust this resonates. Carol, thanks for your support. Namaste. Okay, so that means lucky last, but certainly not least, is Susan Sonsteng. Let's pop those cards back. We'll grab your last name here out of the pot. Susan, take a nice big breath, and let's see which card you need to start this connection off today. So the best card to start is this here. Oh, card 99, remove the mask. It's in the depth category. And down here it says, reveal the truth. Uncovered. Stop masking. Reveal. I don't know why I said reveal. Anyway, real. Don't pretend or distract yourself. Be honest. Deep healing. True power emerging. And show yourself. Feels like this energy that wants to pull you up at your throat chakra. So your throat chakra is your center for communication, expression, and truth, and feeling safe to speak your truth and be who you are. If we're suppressed from the past, or suppressed now, or suppressed at any time, it's usually affecting the throat chakra. And if we're trying to find ourselves, if we're trying to find meaning and purpose and belonging and a sense of identity in regards to who we are, that especially beyond titles, then that usually locks us into the throat chakra. So it's quite a deep and meaningful, well, they're all deep and meaningful, but this one's very deep and meaningful on that sort of other level, on that. So this energy wants to lift up. There's an energy that wants to pull up in here for you, Susan. And it feels like this upper part of the serpent here that's sort of pulling up. It's like this, the head and just the upper part of the body of the serpent. It feels like it's been sort of laying a bit dormant here, like right at the bottom part of your throat. Like your throat, it feels flat here, like right down at the bottom, not quite at the top of your heart, but at the bottom of your throat. Feels flat, like ground, like solid ground, and that this serpent's had just been laying that upper part of its body and its head there for some time. And something recently has awakened it and activated it. Something's probably happened, or something's been realized. Something is shifting that has awakened this serpent. It's been sleeping there for a while, so it's awakened, and as it awakens, it wants to pull its head up to the top area of your throat. You might imagine that as being right under your chin, or even right at the back of your throat, but the head of the serpent wants to come up in here. So there's this lifting up and this awakening that's happening in your throat. Now as this happens, I can feel the rest of the snake's or the serpent's body down your spine, with its tail at your tailbone. So its tail's at your tailbone, which is at your base chakra, and the rest of the body, which is quite thick. I feel like it's been eating and it's been fattening itself. It's been gathering information, gathering energy, gathering knowledge, perhaps researching, perhaps training and learning for quite a period of time. And it's quite fat, we could say, quite chunky, with all the stuff it's been swallowing, all the things it's been taking in and learning and gathering about whatever's been important to you. And I feel that has been, like the hungry caterpillar sort of thing before its transformation into a butterfly. And I feel like the serpent's been really hungry. And then it's been sleeping, just this upper part, waiting for your throat to be ready and waiting for you to be ready to show this new part of yourself. It's like your voice in a new way wants to come out, and it almost wants to come out in song, or opera or something. Like that's how it just feels like a new way of expressing yourself, a new voice for you to find and tap into, a new form of expression. And this has activated and awakened the head of this serpent that now is moving up through your throat. And actually it's coming up through your head, and it wants to put its head out your third eye chakra. And your third eye chakra is about your intuition and your vision for the future, and trusting in yourself and trusting in the decisions you make in your life. And I can feel this head now just poking out through your third eye from the inside. As it pokes out here, it's stirring up more energy here in your throat that's awakening further. It feels like a warmth that's pulling up just in this throat area. So it's pulling up. It's like your serpent now is stretching. It's awake after being in slumber for decades or something. So it's stretching now itself, which is stretching all this area, all through the front of your body, but especially your throat. And there's something shifting in my voice too as I'm speaking, as I can feel this really stretch out. So it's a bit like I suppose like a piano accordion that's all tucked up. It's all folded away and all closed in, and then it stretches, and you can stretch this piano accordion out. Or it's like when my son broke his arm and he had his plaster cast on for like 8 weeks, and then they took his, and he had his, his arm bent or wherever it was for that whole period. And then when the plaster was taken off, and he stretched his arm out that he hasn't done for so long, and he had like a weak little arm at the time. But it's that stretching out after a period of being kind of tucked away or constrained in some way. So it's stretching out. This serpent is really stretching up through your body, through your throat, and poking its head out through your third eye chakra. There's a sickly feeling that's coming up now that feels a bit nauseousness that's coming up in your belly around your solar plexus. That's energy that wants to release out, and especially feeling of powerlessness. So this is rising up from your belly now, and it's coming out with this serpent energy and up through your body and out through your third eye chakra, like little balls of gas that are just coming out through here, like little bubbles that are just releasing through your third eye chakra as you let go of those feelings of powerlessness, and you trust even more in yourself, a little bit at a time, more and more and more, that builds up over time. So that's what I feel is happening here. But your throat chakra is certainly on the growth, the expansion, on the vertical, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're finding new ways of expressing yourself. And it might be through creative means. It could be through song or music or I don't know, something else, perhaps even body movement. But there's some new expression that wants to come out that is going to help you find yourself just that little bit further and that little bit deeper than before. So let's grab a card here and see what this wants to add for you, Susan. It feels good. This serpent energy is great, and it represents this transformation inside you and this upliftment, this pulling up through your whole body. It's quite beautiful. Hi, Amber. Lovely to see you. Okay, Susan, your card here to finish this off is this here. Here. Oh, I really like this card. It's card 67, Emotional Rebirth. It's in the action category, and it says a new level of feeling. And I would also add a new level of expression. Allow how you feel about something or someone to change. Emotional transformation. That's interesting. Flow, maturity, and a new perspective. Interesting. So this is very much hitting on an emotional level, an emotional growth, an emotional rebirth. And that rebirth energy really aligns really nicely with that serpent and the snake as well. So let your emotions shift and let how you feel about yourself and others and things about your life to shift as well as you move through this time of, well, it's like a rebirthing, isn't it? This time of awakening within your body and within your being. So thanks, Susan. I trust this supports you. Thanks, Phil, for your support. Namaste. So thank you, everybody, for connecting today. Thank you to those of you on my healing list and for your support for May. And I look forward to connecting with you again next month if you're inspired to stay on board. If you want to become a part of this next month, you can learn more on my website on the Patreon link, which should be in the video description. At the $50 level or higher gives you access to this healing event automatically. So I look forward to connecting with you if you want to be a part of it. It will happen next time around the end of June. So thanks for being here, and if you want to learn more about the work I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in a couple of days for our healing list event. Take care.